All right, so they give you this lovely slope field. F of x is the particular solution through 0, 1, so 0 for x, 1 for y. And then h of x equals 8x times f of x. Find h prime of 0. So what you're going to do is find h prime and then plug in 0. It's a two-step thing. You find the derivative, you plug in 0. This is good. We're reviewing all our derivatives. So what rule do you need to get this derivative? Product rule. Good. Okay, so product rule is the first thing. So 8x times the derivative of the second, which would just be f prime, plus the second thing, f of x, times the derivative of the first, which is just 8. So it's just a product rule. There was no chain rule or anything weird there. All right, and then you're going to plug in 0. So that first part's just going to be 0. On the test, though, I don't think it comes out to 0. So I get that this is 0. So for this problem, whatever this is doesn't matter. But on the test, it does matter. So we're still going to find it. Okay. Get that that's 0. But now we want f prime of 0. So you're going to go to the point that was given. Do you see this right here? 0, 1. So 0, 1, that's this right here. What is the slope? Because it's derivative. What is the slope at that point? Negative 1/2. Good. Plus f of 0, well, f of 0 just is 1. It's the 0.01, and then times 8, whatever that comes out to. Actually, that would just be 8. All right, during an epidemic, the number of people that are infected at any time increases at a rate proportional to the number of people that are infected. What formula does that mean? PERT, or it's CACECT now, all right? But increases at a rate proportional, blah, blah, blah. That's your PERT formula. 1,800 people are infected to begin with, so it's going to look like this. So 1,800 is your initial condition. And then 2,300 are infected 8 days later. Where does the 2,300 get plugged in for? Y, that's your amount of people. And then time is, what was it? 8 days later. And then what are you going to do to start solving? Not yet. You're going to divide by 1,800. Now, I would just write that as 23 over 18. Then we're going to ln. So it's ln 23/18 equals 8k. And then divide by 8. So here's what you're going to do. Put that in your calculator and do store alpha A, enter. Whatever you get, store it as A. I got 0.030640. Okay. So then it said, did you store it? Store alpha A, enter. Got it captured? All right. Then it says, how many people are infected 12 days after the epidemic is discovered? So you're going to kind of go back to the beginning. Do it again. Yeah, you have your 1,800 people you started with. It's e to the power. Now we have k. I'm going to write a because that's what I stored it at. I guess you could store it as k. I just store everything as a because it's a convenient button. It's right next to the store button. All right, and then times 12 for your number of days. So go ahead and put that in your calculator and you'll get your answer. And we'll round to the nearest whole person because we don't want to decimal point a person. Bless you. So 2,600 people. Cool. All right. The number of bacteria in a culture in grams is decreasing. I guess we're killing them. All right. According to this differential equation. Be a good noticer. Okay, first of all, we have two things going on. We have A and B. Do you see how it's negative 0.3A? That is proportional to. That is your PERT formula. So did we have an initial condition for that one? Read through, because then they give you more information. This is like information overload. Fine, for culture A, was there an initial condition? 5, there we go. Okay, so for A, instead of y equals, I'm gonna put A equals so that I know which one's which. It would be 5 e to the power negative 0.3 t. It's your PERT formula. They gave you your initial condition, and then they gave you that rate, that K value. Cool so far? Or like, do you get where I pulled? You have to read it and pull out all the information. Now the other one, the second culture, which is culture B, decreases just at negative 1.5. What does that tell you? Since it's just negative 1.5, it's decreasing at a constant rate. That's linear. Do you get what I'm saying? Constant rate, linear. That's y equals mx plus b. That's good old y equals mx plus b from algebra 1. So I'm going to call this one b. The slope is negative 1.5, so it's negative 1.5 t plus whatever the initial condition was. So see if you can find that in there. The 7, good. All right, so we wrote the two equations. This one's PERT, that one's linear, because it was a constant rate. What is the problem asking you for? So we got those written. That means you want to take these and do what with them? Set them equal. So what you're going to do is go into y equals. You're going to go clear it all out. You're going to put this one into y1, this one into y2. I'm going to start with zoom 6. We can always, go back and change that. So I'm going to hit zoom 6 and then I'll kind of pause a second until everybody gets there. I don't think we need to change the window. We can see that pretty good. Do you see how one of them's a swoop and one of them's a line? That should make sense because one was exponential and one was linear. So we want this intersection right there. How would I get the calculator to tell me that? Second trace, and then I'm going to choose intersect. First curve, second curve, guess. Basically just hit enter 3 times, but for the guess, oh, whoops. For the guess, you want to make sure your cursor is pretty close to it because it looks to me like there's going to be another intersection up there. So if you want it to give you the correct one, just make sure you're closer to that one. I got 3.500. Yeah, no negative time. Let me look at it real quick. All right, last one. Population of a city grows at a rate proportional to the number present. What does that mean? Proportional to the number present. You want to immediately think PERT, okay? Population doubles every 7 years. So I don't know how much we started with. I don't know what the population was to begin with, but I know it doubles in 7 years. So I'm going to have 2 equals what? E to the power. Yeah, 7. Oh, 7K. I'm sorry. My bad. 7 is the years. All right, and then you just solve that. So ln. And then divide by 7. So put that in your calculator. All they asked you for was K. So you don't have to then do anything else. You just have to find K and then that's it.